This is part one of how Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia, Judge Lisa Colbert violated majority of all the constitutional rights gave to a criminal defendant. Through this situation I'm gonna take you on, this journey, I'm gonna point out the constitutional rights that we have as citizens that are supposed to be granted to us, that judges, lawyers, prosecutors, they all supposed to abide by these constitutions. I'm gonna give you these constitutions, and I'm gonna point out to you which constitution were violated in my situation. And at the end of this journey, I'm gonna take you on, I want you to tell me, were my constitutional rights violated? Do we even have constitutional rights? Like, why can people violate your rights in your life and then just sit there and get away with it and just be like, oh well, our mistake? I'm gonna also take you back on the inside of the little situation that led to this. To the situation that led to this, I'm gonna show you information. Basically, I'm going to trial on the situation, and I'm letting y'all be the judge and jury right now to tell me, am I guilty or am I not? And then, are they guilty or are they not? So, I hope y'all enjoy it. This That Boy Foolish. People been riding with me for a while, probably know my situation. So you can probably go back and look at my videos and see how I get to this point. The point of damn near being homeless. The point of almost wanting to end my life. Because a black judge, a black ADA, a black detective, and a black woman that I had a child from. All black women, by the way. Part two of how Savannah, Georgia, Chatham County, Miss Judge Lisa Colbert violated almost all my constitutional rights and caused me to almost want to give up on life. I'm going to show you the constitutions that we share as United States citizens. You need to know this. Even though they don't abide by them, they'll go around them. You know, it's called a color of law, that these judges don't even care. It's politics that they care about right now. Right or wrong, they don't care. As long as they can get a conviction and get money from the citizens of the United States, they don't care about the law. But these are the constitutions that we share. So the important part of the First Amendment, the First Amendment protects freedom of speech, the press and assembly, and the right to petition the government for readiness of agreement. Basically, you can say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? You can speak out about what somebody's done to you. You know what I'm saying? You can make a video and post it. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's no nudity, as long as it's nothing that can put the person in fear of their life, you know what I'm saying, or danger of their harm of their other family, you can say what the fuck you want to say. On TikTok, on Instagram, it's your right as a United States citizen. The Fourth Amendment protects citizens from unreasonable search and seizures, which means if I ain't do nothing, you can't mess with me. If I'm walking down the street minding my fucking business and somebody told you that they saw somebody with a fucking hat on that said Gator, just do something, you can't just come and fuck with me and search me, you know what I'm saying, without, probable cause, like, a reason. It's a lot of people with hats on. It was a fucking Gator game the other day. But just because I'm the only black person with a Gator hat, you know what I mean, you can come mess with me? No, that's not how that works. You can't come and go in my things. And if you go in my stuff and I'm the wrong person and you find something that I ain't supposed to have, you can't charge me with it because you weren't supposed to fuck with me from the beginning. Part three of how Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia, Judge Lisa Colbert violated my constitutional rights. We still touching base on the American citizens' constitutional rights. The Fifth Amendment provides that citizens not be subject to criminal prosecution and punishment without due process. Citizens may not be tried on the same set of facts twice and are protected from self-incrimination. The right to remain silent. Basically, the Fifth Amendment protects you from being able to be punished without going to trial. You know what I'm saying? You got to take me to trial and prove with evidence that I did this. That's due process. So the Fifth Amendment basically protects your rights of due process, and it protects you from double jeopardy of them trying to come back and say, oh yeah, he did this, like from this charge. Like, you can't use the same evidence to try to convict me on this and then convict me on that. You either got to convict me on one or the other with this set of evidence. So the Fifth Amendment pretty much protects you from double jeopardy, and it protects you, you know what I'm saying, from incriminating yourself, which means you have the right to remain silent. You should remain silent. You shouldn't say a fuck thing, because if you do, you still going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So all y'all out there that get DUIs and stuff like that, if you get a DUI and you get pulled over, just don't say nothing, don't do nothing, don't take no tests, just go to jail. Because if they find out you're drunk, you're going to jail anyway. The Sixth Amendment assures the right to a speedy trial by a jury of one's peers, to be informed of the crimes which one is charged, and to confront the witness brought forward by the government. The amendment also provides the accused the right to compel testimony from witnesses and gives you the right to have legal representation if you feel the need to. So the Sixth Amendment right of the United States provides you with the right of a speedy trial. Meaning they got to take you to trial within a certain amount of days. They supposed to take you to trial within 90 days of your indictment. Once your indictment comes out, within 90 days, they supposed to take you to trial. They don't do that. They got people still sitting in jail 5 years and they've been indicted and haven't been in trial yet. So you know what you did. Like, it's supposed to know, like, it provides you with the right to indictment to let you know what you did in this crime. And when I say what you did, it means, like, how did you do the crime? You can't just say, oh, he committed murder. You got to show how he committed that murder. He walked up to the person with a gun and he shot him in the head. He committed murder. That's what the Sixth Amendment is for. It also gives you the right to face your accuser. So if somebody said you did something to them, you're supposed to have the right to say, oh, what I did. You know what I'm saying? Well, when did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Well, how did this happen? You're supposed to be able to address the person that said you did something to them. And let me not forget, you have the right to an attorney if you want one. How Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia, Judge Lisa Colbert violated almost all my constitutional rights of a United States citizen and almost caused me to want to end life. Part 4. So I skipped the Seventh Amendment. The Seventh Amendment basically just talk about a jury, that you have the right to a jury trial. So the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment talks about, prohibits excessive bail or no bail, excessive fines, and cruel and unusual punishment. The amendment talk about excessive bails, fines, like, just say you get a bond. You should not have to get a bond that's so much that you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be put in jail without giving a bond. That's part of your due process. When you put in jail, when you commit a crime, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to give you a bond and say, okay, we give you this bond, this for you to return to court, because we don't know if you did this yet, but we feel like you did it, and we got enough to hold you, but we're going to let you out on this bond. The only people not supposed to get bonds is people with murders, capital offenses, and things like of that nature, whatever capital offenses is. In a situation of protection orders, you know what I'm saying, a judge is supposed to give you a bond within 30 days of knowing that you're in jail, you know what I'm saying, and set certain criteria to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to not do this again if you have done it in the first place. The 14th Amendment states, no state shall enforce any law which shall abide the privileges of or amenities of citizens of the United States, nor shall state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny the person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. The 14th Amendment is just all the amendments summed up in one. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you can't take my life, my liberty without taking me to trial. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta give me the same protection that you get the other person. It gotta be equal protection, which means that you supposed to let me speak. You supposed to let me confront the individual that said I did something to me. You can't just have somebody say you did something and not be able to respond and say how I did that. You know what I'm saying? Half of the world would be locked up if somebody could just come say, oh yeah, he hit me. Where's the proof that he hit him? You know, where's that? That's equal protection of the law. That's basically our constitutional rights summed up. Now I'm going to show you how they violated my constitutional rights. Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia. Judge Lisa Colbert. How she violated my constitutional rights. And almost made me want to end my life. Part 5. This is the last time I saw this woman. And mind you, all the evidence provided today is factual evidence that came from me. I provided this evidence. It came from my door alarm. It came from my text messages back and forth with this person. So everything I show is factual evidence. It's authentic. And it was all provided to the courts.
Nigga! You fucking
3 years of what? 2 years of what? 2 years of what, man? I wish you'd break that down to somebody for real. 2 years of what? A dude saying something to me and me hitting him.
Hell, make me crazy, nigga.
No, you big crazy.
Oh, shit.
Stop this conversation. This ain't crazy, man. I'm trying to stay close as I can to my baby. Let's stop this conversation.
You
know what I'm saying? I cheated on me. Ain't beat on shit. This nigga mentally fucked with me every time.
Nigga, you was already fucked from that 20-year relationship. What you fucking about? You came in with the problem. Shit, I was good.
No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
Good.
Oh, so your problem just popped out of nowhere.
I was good. Nobody was hurting me.
You was good.
Nobody was hurting me when I
had a relationship with a nigga that had another chick.
And I had loved it.
Man.
The fuck? I loved it when it was that time. What the fuck you mean? Yeah. You want to keep it. What's the meaning? He's gonna act like it's weak.
So at the end of that video, you'll see the person walking out the door. It was like 5, almost 5:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? My daughter was getting up from school, getting ready to go to school. Her kids was in there asleep. She went from in the house, outside, to go in the house to wake her kids up, talking all kind of trash, you know what I'm saying, loud and stuff, in front of the kids, then got her kids and left. Just like you saw her leave out the door. You know what I'm saying? In front of my daughter, you know. My daughter's getting ready for school. She had to be to school, get ready for 6. I go to work at 6 to drop off to school, you know what I'm saying? So where the text messages, the way I told her, you know what I'm saying, you can't come back around me because you're dangerous. I'm afraid of you. You the police. Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia. Judge Lisa Colbert. How she violated my constitutional rights. Part 6. I just want to make you aware that there's more text messages, there's more video to this situation. And there's 3 sides to every story, which is true. But this is my side. It's so much that, I mean, I have the evidence to where I'm using in trial to, but here I'm just trying to just show you a quick point of the situation I'm going through and the person I was dealing with. So these are going to be the text messages between October through, I'm going to say November, going into December, I think. November to November going into December, of me and the person I was dealing with. I never said anything threatening to this person, and she was able to get a protection order on me. But again, the judge didn't let me put my evidence in, and she didn't care to hear what happened. So like I said, from the month of October all the way to the month of November, like in November, me and this girl only communication was through text messages, back and forth. We had a whole lot of text messages going back and forth. We eventually got the baby into daycare, you know what I'm saying, which I told her I wasn't coming near her, you know what I'm saying. I get the baby from daycare, and you know, that's how we was gonna deal with the situation. So after getting the baby in daycare, you know, I was able to pick the baby up for 1 week, you know what I'm saying. I picked him up twice, took him to school, dropped him off, then I picked him up for that weekend. That next weekend came around, you know what I'm saying. She said the baby had corona. I mean, not the baby had a fever, so the baby couldn't go to daycare. So I wasn't able to pick him up on Friday, but she kind of got mad at me because I was like, no, I'm not picking him up from you, you know what I'm saying? So I just pick him up the next week. So the next week come around, you know what I'm saying, I say, hey, you know, I can pick up the baby. The girl told me, oh, no, you can't pick the baby up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, why? You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, it's my week. And I'm like, all right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I made a video on TikTok talking about how women use the baby against the fathers, you know what I'm saying? So she saw the video and she went on to make a text. I don't think the text on here, but I sent the text to the judges. Then got the text, you know what I'm saying, the message. But she said, oh yeah, nigga, since you want to go on TikTok and talking about shit, you need to take your daughter back to Miami because I'm going to the police. So I don't know what happened between that time, but like I say, me and this girl had no contact besides text message or email. But she was able to go to these women help people and get a protection order, get somebody to help her get a protection order on me. So when we went to court, the judge basically, you know what I'm saying, the judge let the man talk. All the man could talk about was, oh yeah, my background, he did this in the background. You know what I'm saying? None of my background had nothing to do with domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? It had something to do with robbery, murder, or something like that. So why are you bringing up my background or whatever? So now you come and say, okay, Mr. Nicholson, have you ever put your hands on the defendant? I mean, on the plaintiff. I'm like, well, ma'am, I had to put my hands on. I had to grab her one time because she hits me. Now, in these messages, you'll see where the girl say, oh yeah, she hit me. You know what I'm saying? And she'll say, well, I never hit her. So it shows that right there, the girl was lying about whatever she say. How you gonna say you was afraid of somebody, or somebody did something to you when you sit here saying that through your text messages that he wasn't, you know, he just made videos or he did this. He wasn't stalking you. He didn't come near you. He hadn't seen you. Y'all haven't seen each other. He was getting the baby from daycare. But the judge allowed her to put a protection order on me. Savannah, Georgia, Chatham County, Judge Lisa Colbert, how she violated my constitutional rights. Part 7. So first of all, in order to gain a protection order, you gotta go to the courts. Well, they got a domestic violence thing that women go to. So you gotta go to these domestic violence people and you gotta tell them that you feel in fear of your life in order to get them to go to court and help you with your situation. So I don't know what that girl went and told them, but as you can see in the text messages before, like, we hadn't had contact from October 15th, like physical contact from October 15th all the way to December 15th. So how could I have put you in any kind of fear? You know what I'm saying? And you got the text messages to show that this the only contact we had. We never came around each other. And she even said, you know what I'm saying? And you let this lady come to court and say, because of video or something, to say that's stalking, you know what I'm saying? My video was protected, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my right to make that in the First Amendment, my video. I can make any video I want, as long as I wasn't harassing or intimidating. I made a video and I put it on TikTok. If she went to my video and saw my video, that's her problem. Now, that's the First Amendment right. Now, the Sixth Amendment right was violated when she didn't let me face my accuser. The Sixth Amendment right gives you the right to face your accuser in any hearing, any proceeding. This woman said I did something to her, so I should have been able to ask her, how did I do it? What happened? They had no evidence to show that I ever harassed or intimidated this woman, but the judge just violated my rights, didn't let me talk to this woman, didn't let me enter my evidence, the same evidence that I'm showing you, she did not let me enter, and my rights were violated. My Sixth Amendment rights were violated. The 14th Amendment guarantees you equal protection. I should have been protected as well as she was. I should have had the right to say what happened and to show them my evidence. But this judge did not care. She just asked her the question. And when I tried to explain my situation and myself, she just told me, oh, you can't see your child. You can't go around them for a year. You can't see your child for a year. Go deal with children and family. Next case. That's all she did. She didn't try to hear me out. She didn't try to go to the evidence. I told them about the evidence. The lady said that they never received the evidence, but I have factual proof to show that the evidence was sent to this lady, Monique Baker, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia, Judge Lisa Colbert. How she violated my rights, Part 8. All right, so I was put on a protection order. Protection order stated that I couldn't come 500 yards within the person, the plaintiff in the case. I couldn't come 500 yards within her 3 kids, one of them which was mine. I couldn't come 500 yards. All right, the problem with that was my house was 400 yards away from her job. Her child's school, one of her child's school, was like probably 200 yards away from my house. So with that being said, I was in violation of protection order once she put it on me. So I packed my daughter up, sent her back to Miami to her mother, her and the dogs. I packed myself up what I could in my car, and I took everything in my three-bedroom house to the trash can, and I abandoned my lease because I was in fear of what this girl could do to me because of I knew the person she was. So from that point, I ended up back in Miami homeless, pretty much, because I didn't want to go back to my family's home. I'm freaking 44, 45 at the time. I don't even remember, but I don't want to go back to my family home. So I'm homeless, sleeping in my car, you know what I'm saying, until I could get a room or something, you know what I'm saying, and get a place to stay. You know, my daughter safe, she back with her mom, you know, her mom doing her thing, thank God. And from that point, you'll see that after the court date of December 15th was the court date, you will see a message where this woman, you know what I'm saying, text me talking about my baby mama, me and her being co-parents and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Because the girl, we was texting each other back and forth, you know, and it was nothing violent. But then soon as I make a video on TikTok about something, that's when she goes and go to the police and tell them that, oh, she's afraid of her for her life. And the police end up incarcerating me. On June 10th, 2022, I was ambushed at home while I was asleep. My grandmother was going outside to get the newspaper and drink her coffee on the porch, and the police raided my home. My grandmother urinated on herself. She's 83 years old. They came in the house, you know, made me come outside in my boxes. I had to put on my clothes, roughed me up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And they took me to jail. And I went to jail, ended up going back to Savannah by escort of police. They took me back to Savannah. I caught corona, sat in jail with corona. I stayed in jail for over 14 months. Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia. Judge Lisa Colbert. How she violated my constitutional rights. Part 9. stated, I stayed in jail like 14 months. During these 14 months, I got locked up on June 10th. I went to the county jail in Dade County, then they transferred me all the way to Savannah, Georgia. I sat in Savannah, Georgia, I think on July 1st. July 29th, I was supposed to have a bond hearing or something like that. And the judge denied my bond. It might have been July 1st. I don't know. It was somewhere around that time. But anyway, after me sitting in jail for 30 days, the judge was supposed to have gave me a bond. By her not giving me a bond, that's a violation of my 8th Amendment right. It's cruel and unusual punishment. You know what I'm saying? And it's excessive bail. You know what I'm saying? Because I should have had a bail. I should have had a bond. I didn't do anything that was a offense, you know what I'm saying, or a murder or anything like that. So why would you sit me in jail all that time? So again, that's a violation of my 8th Amendment right. Then you go forth to say on September 7th of 2022, the state prosecutors, black female at the time, she put in an indictment. So basically, when the state produces indictment, the indictment has to state what you're charging me with, then they got to state how I did this charge to basically match what you're saying you're charging me with. You cannot just say the statute of the crime. You got to label out the crime. It basically said that, so-and-so Derek on this day committed the crime of aggravated stalking because he contacted the victim for the purpose of harassing and intimidating. So these are all text messages from between me and the girl. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones that was important for me to show. These all show dates after December 12th, December 15th. December 15th, I was put on this protection order. So in reality, this girl wasn't supposed to contact me and I wasn't supposed to contact her. But as you can see, in these texts, she was contacting me. But just like these women play on situations and do, she'll contact me, and then when I say something she don't like, or basically no, when I made a TikTok video again, now she go to the police and say she's scared and afraid. Chandler County, Savannah, Georgia. Judge Lisa Colbert. How she violated my constitutional rights. Part 10. Now I want to remind you that it's more players in this part. You got a lady named Jamaica Aiken, somebody, Jamaica something, I think. She my Jamaica, yeah, she the detective on the case. The detective went and basically made up a charge. She didn't make up the charge because the charge is a valid charge, but I didn't do the charge. So in order for her to get me back to Savannah, she had to charge me with a felony. Because the misdemeanor, which I'm going to show you, she could have charged me with a misdemeanor, would have been statute number 16-5-95, which is violation of a protection order. So basically, for me contacting this person, and make sure you look at the video, look at the message that I sent her that I contacted her. Basically, with that contact, she was supposed to charge me with violation of protection order. But violation of protection order wasn't enough for them to extradite me all the way back from Miami to Savannah, Georgia. So she had to say they gonna charge me with a felony. So she charged me with a felony of aggravated stalking, which is in aggravated stalking. I never said anything intimidating, harassing to the person. All I did is make a video. You can see the message that I saw that they said violated the premises. It was on January 13th. So as you can see in all these messages this girl sent me, you know what I'm saying? All it was about, you know what I'm saying, was me making videos. It was never her being afraid of anything. These messages was basically, you know what I'm saying, showing the judge them that this girl been contacting me. You cannot, like, that's called entrapment. For that girl to be contacting me after the protection order was issued and contact me, talking to me, and explaining certain things to me or saying things to me, and then when I make a video, she get mad and she go report me to the police and saying that she afraid of me. That's not right. That's not equal protection. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on a protection order, she can't contact me as well as I can't contact her. And then my contact was a legitimate purpose because I was contacting her about my child. You can read it. The only reason I contacted her was about my child. It wasn't direct to the point, but it was saying, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You done did enough to me. Go put me on the child support so I could do for my child and be able to get some rights to see my child. The judge said I couldn't see my child. You heard the judge get mad at me and tell me I couldn't see my child. I need to go through children and family. That wasn't right. So now the judge done took my rights, put in a protection order. Then she done violated my protection order because I answered texts or emails from a girl that was on the same protection order as me. How does that make sense? That's entrapment. Then the contact I made was supposed to be for the purpose of harassing and intimidation. I never did any of that. I had to put the person in fear of their life, in danger. All I asked the person to do was put me on the child support so I could do for my child. How can any black woman be in fear of that? So, through this whole situation, can you tell me, do you see any part where I should be charged with harassing or intimidating somebody? Or do you also see how many rights that Savannah, Georgia violated of mine? They violated them and they don't care. And now I got to sit and fight for my freedom in trial against some people that controls the law. You tell me, what should I do? Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia. Judge Lisa Colbert. Violation of my constitutional rights. Part 11. Now this video is just to sum up everything that went on. So you saw the violations that they did. You saw what I did, what the person did to me. I mean, basically, you just had 4 black women just take their frustration out on a man that did nothing to nobody. The one woman that cried wolf, she was the person that should have been arrested in the first place for all the damage she caused to me mentally. But it's just another man losing everything. When I say I lost everything, you know what I'm saying? Right now today, I still can't get a good job. I had a job for to pay me $30 an hour because of this charge on my record. They turned me down. I had a job was paying me like $23 an hour right before this case happened. And because they locked me up, I couldn't make it to my first day. I mean, I haven't seen my baby. I got a baby. He'll be three March 31st. They took him from me. I ain't seen him. I probably never see him again. I live way in Baltimore, Maryland, the baby in Savannah, Georgia. Like, how we gonna have any kind of relationship? It makes no sense to even make, you know what I'm saying? But this judge, Lisa Colbert, I can't understand how, you know what I'm saying, that these judges that deal with these family matters don't sit and take their time on these cases, like, to see what actually happened. You know what I'm saying? This same person that this situation about, someone put a protection order on her because she wanted to fight the whole family. You see the anger and frustration this lady go at her and me. You know what I'm saying? And just so happens she had my baby in her hand all that time. If she didn't, she probably would have tried to hit me like she always do. You know what I'm saying? Hit me like she always do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I guess it's my karma. Because, I mean, I have been a person, you know what I'm saying, hard to deal with, you know what I'm saying, but I put a lot of stuff behind me, and I was like, man, this ain't the way life goes. We got to be able to communicate, you know what I'm saying, in order to get along. But some people can't communicate. Some people don't understand what communication is. And they take communication as a way to start an argument. Just to get you to forget about it. And then they go try to give you sex. Just say I'm sorry, instead of really just saying I'm sorry. But thank you for your time. Enjoy it.